Hello, everyone. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Joe. Joe is from Preston in England, in the UK. So let's see what Joe has to say. Enjoy the interview. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Joe. How are you?
I'm very good. Thank you very much. How are you?
Very well. Thanks so much for taking the time for the interview this evening. Thank you.
Oh, no problem. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
By the way, I'm saying your name right. It's Joe?
Joel, yeah.
Joe. So, Joe, tell me, how's your day been so far?
Yeah, it's been very good, very chilled. A lot of online applications, that kind of thing. But yeah, quite chilled out, to be honest with you.
Amazing. So tell me, where are you from?
I'm from Preston in northern England.
Hmm.
So
And
just about an hour outside Manchester.
Okay. So tell me something interesting about Preston.
Oh, Jesus. There's not really that much interesting about Preston, to be honest with you. It's a generic northern town. Got quite a little bit of a historic buildings and things like that. Say our bus station is quite historic, but I know that's not really something really that entertaining.
And that's the place where you were born and raised?
Yes, yeah, born and raised, yeah.
I see. So you said you are 1 hour more or less from Manchester?
Yeah, just about an hour outside from Manchester and Liverpool.
Okay. And what do you do for a living, Joe?
I'm an actor.
Wow. So tell me a little bit about your career.
Yeah, sure. First started out, always wanted to act, but was more into sport and things like that growing up. So I'll be honest, I got ridiculed quite a bit growing up for wanting to do things like drama. And it was always seen quite effeminate and things like that, especially in Northern England, 20 years ago. It was seen quite effeminate, things like that. So I got put off for years, but then had a bad football injury, which meant I couldn't play any sort of organised sports at all anymore.
Wow.
And that was really the catalyst. Was like, oh, well, I always wanted to go into acting anyway. Now it was like, there's no other thing I can do that I love. So it was like, that's how I started doing it. And started as an extra, so in the background on TV, that kind of thing, and did short films, student films, worked my way up to doing theatre and things like that.
I see. And tell me, how was growing up in Preston?
It was actually okay. It's not too bad. Yeah, a lot of different people. So quite a different range of people who are more like, say, myself, like big beard, into like heavy metal music, rock metal music, but then some into rap, that kind of thing. So it was quite diverse actually, which I'm actually quite thankful for later on.
I see. And we always had this long beard?
I've always had a beard ever since year 7 in school. I had a little beard back then, and then ever since COVID, I was just like, I'm going to grow it out, see how it looks, and I can't go back now.
And it's easy for you when you have a long beard for you to get some roles as an actor. Do you think it's a good thing? It's easier?
I'd say it's a bit of both. It's I'm definitely trying to go down a niche avenue just to get my name out there and things like that. But definitely I've been offered roles I haven't auditioned for purely on, say, you fit the look, let's see how you do. And luckily being able to do the job as well. Like the last job I had was playing a white Rastafarian caretaker.
Oh.
So yeah, so looking like I smoke something, which I don't, by the way, but looking like I do helped with that. So yeah, it's been a blessing.
Amazing. Okay, Joe, so before we start our journey, William the Magic Box, would you like to tell me something interesting about yourself?
Ooh, interesting. I would say, even though I am only 30, I am a father of 3. That's why I say I usually get that response.
That's very interesting. Wow. How old are your kids?
I have twin girls at 9 and a little boy at 6.
Wow. 2 girls and 1 boy.
Yeah.
Amazing. My goodness. I would never tell that you are a dad already.
I appreciate the compliment. Thank you.
Joe, are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and to share your point of views?
I am. Let's do it.
Amazing. Welcome to William the Magic Box. So this is my best friend, okay? From the fun questions. I'm just gonna play a song now just for us to move a little bit before the first question, okay? Let's do it. Okay, Joe, before we start the game, during the journey, if there is a question that you don't want to talk about for some reason, you don't want to answer, I always can change, okay?
No problem.
Right, first question for you is, what was your best friend's name growing up and why you consider this person your best friend at the time?
Oh, I'd have to say my best friend growing up was a lad called Zach, and to be honest, we met on the street playing football. So his grandma lived down the road from my grandma, and we're both playing on the street at the same time. We met, and then we both ended up supporting Everton, which is a football club up in Liverpool. And ever since then, we was just thick as thieves kind of thing. We separated a little bit as we got 18, 19, as we all do, that kind of thing. But yeah, growing up, it was just we was literally brothers from another mother kind of thing.
Do you still keep in touch with your friends from childhood?
A few of them, yeah, not so much nowadays, just with life, and a few of them have businesses themselves, so they're always busy and that kind of thing. But yeah, a few of them, yeah.
I see. And do you have a big family? Do you have brothers and sisters?
I'm an only child, but I do have a huge family. My family is mainly Scottish.
Ah, okay.
And for example, my aunt in Scotland has 35 grandchildren. Yeah, so
big family.
Big family.
And I thought that I had a big family, but this one is is for sure.
That's a Scots for you.
Next one, let's do it. Okay, Joe from Preston in England. Right, next question is, let's say someone came up to you and say, Joe, you need to remove forever from your phone, from your smartphone, all the social media platforms together or YouTube. Which one would you choose to keep it and why?
Oh, definitely YouTube. Definitely. Mainly for the fact that even though I am an actor, I do watch a lot of YouTube. I've grown up. I've been in that generation where YouTube came about. Mm-hmm. So I've watched people from 2010, and I'm still watching them people to this day. So yeah, and to be honest with social media, I'm not too great. I fully admit I'm not its biggest fan. So definitely YouTube for me.
I see. And which platform on social media you use the most?
Ooh, probably Instagram. Yeah, definitely Instagram.
And that's how as well you connect to get some job regarding acting or not? Is one of the ways for you or no?
I've had a few. It's not usually the go-to way. It's usually acting websites like Star Now and Spotlight, which are usually the main ones. But yeah, I have been contacted before through Instagram just for seeing if I was interested. So yeah, it can be a good tool definitely to use.
All right. Next question. Let's do it. Right. Before the next question, tell me what's the best part of acting? What's the most joy of it? And also, there's always a challenging part. What that would be?
Oh, the best part for me is being able to embody somebody else, escaping myself and my troubles and my fears and things like that, and truly bringing to life somebody else. What they are, the way they talk, the mannerisms, everything like that. That's the most exciting thing for me. Really, real character work where you can, for example, I don't know if you saw Des with David Tennant. He was playing like a serial killer character, but from the old videotape footage of the guy and then watching it side by side, that was like, that's brilliant acting for me.
Really? Wow.
And did you say the hardest part? Sorry.
Yeah, the hardest, the most challenging part.
It does force you to look inwards quite a lot. It's quite a self-reflective thing, like especially with auditions and dealing with rejection quite a lot. It forces you, which can be a good thing as well, but also if again after again after again sometimes can knock you back a bit. So definitely that dealing with rejection, which is something you have to deal with. But yeah, the having to always look inwards. What am I doing wrong? What should I have done different? That kind of thing.
Yes, I had a movie director on the show last year from New York City, yeah, and he said, William, this business, you're gonna receive a lot of no's, a lot of doors gonna say no, 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 but if you keep going, there's always one that's gonna say yes. You know, it might take a while, it might take, some time, but you just need to keep going, because in this business, you need to be prepared for a lot of no's, because it's part of the journey as well. And they are necessary somehow, isn't it? Because you get to improve yourself, you get to challenge yourself as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's the other side of it. It makes you improve. It forces you to really think about things. So if you do have a very difficult character, it forces you to really delve deep kind of thing to bring it out, which is a good thing as well.
Absolutely. And tell me, the area where you live, it's quite easy for you to go to auditions, or there's a lot of projects happening around this area as well, or not?
Yes, definitely in the last couple of years, Manchester, Liverpool, even Leeds, for example, has definitely got better with opportunities. A lot of, say, feature things are definitely down south in London, for example, but it's definitely gotten better, and it's getting better, which is good to see. Just more things being filmed up here as well, which just shows more diversity, more people getting noticed, more producers, directors are getting a chance to do something. So yeah, definitely, it's on the up, yeah.
It's so true, actually. You go to the cinema nowadays, there's so many movies shot in that area. There's so many. And I went to see this movie last weekend, actually, with Olivia Colman. What's the name? I forgot the name now. She fell in love. She was working in a cinema, and she fell in love to this young guy. Anyway, it's the cinema right now, and it was around that area actually, and I was like, wow, it felt so in England, Live in England, and my God, it's so real. It feels so real. It was an amazing movie. So yeah, absolutely. Nowadays you see a lot of movies, shoots in some old smaller place in England. For sure.
Definitely. Good to see.
Yeah. Right. Next question for you is, if you could have a superpower, what that would be and why?
Oh, wow. Oh, I've weirdly thought about this a lot, as I'm a bit of a nerd. So yeah, I will say that. Probably being able to read people's minds. That for me, that's something I do struggle with a little bit socially, kind of thing, Joe. But as an actor, you have to know, you have to pick up on these things, kind of thing. So definitely being able to read somebody's mind would be probably up there for me.
Let's say you have the superpower right now to read people's mind. If you could choose anybody in the world, anywhere, anyone in the world to read their minds right now, who that would be?
My wife. Ask her, do you love me? Yeah.
That's funny.
No, it would probably be say like a movie director, like Scorsese, Tarantino. Maybe just send him some of my stuff and get a real thingy back from him, real answer. That would probably be my answer, yeah.
And talking about your wife, what's the biggest similarity between both of you and the biggest difference?
I'd say biggest similarity is our sense of humor. We are quite childish with our humor, and we can be in the same room, different ends of the room. If something happens that makes me laugh, I know she's going to be laughing, so I can't look over there because I will laugh out loud.
Amazing.
Difference would be I'm more chilled out, I'm more relaxed. I'm like, oh, somebody said that, somebody did that, it doesn't matter. Well, she's ready to go. Like she's like, no, she likes to deal with it head on. So yeah.
Amazing. Next one, let's do it. Okay, Joe, next question for you is, what makes you laugh out loud?
What makes me laugh out loud? Probably my wife, to be honest with you. My wife, and most of the time she doesn't mean to. It's just the quirky eccentricities. Like she doesn't realize she has this. I will burst out laughing. Like she's singing while she's cooking, or she's doing this, whatever. That usually makes me laugh out loud, to be honest with you. Or maybe anytime I watch Dave Chappelle,
Ah.
Dave Chappelle, especially his older stuff kind of thing. Yeah, but yeah, Dave Chappelle.
And what's about that Chappelle? What is about?
His comedic delivery and his timing is you can't beat it. It's just the way he sets it up, and you think he's going one way, and then last minute takes a left turn. That kind of, it's a brilliant comedian.
I see. Okay, cool. Next one. Let's do it. Before the next one, tell me what's the best part of being a dad?
Being a dad.
Yeah.
Being a dad. Oh, definitely seeing them achieve things that they want, kind of thing, Joe. And know that you've been a part of that, but you also really do take pride in it, that kind of thing. Like even things like school awards, you know, like them doing well at school and things like that, or just seeing them happy playing football with their friends, or if they're at the girls are at gymnastics, you know, they're with their friends and they're happy, that kind of thing. So just seeing them happy is the best thing about being a dad.
Oh, and your twin daughters, they are look similar or they look different?
They are identical. To me, they're not identical, but yeah, they are actually identical. Yeah.
Wow. And so for you, it's always been easy to recognize both of them. You never see a difference. You always see a difference between both, even though they look very identical.
If they're both facing away from me, no, I can't see. But yeah, I can always see like the little differences and things like that. But yeah, a lot of my family cannot tell the difference.
Amazing. Okay, next question for you is, if you won the lottery, what would be your first big splurge?
Ooh, probably a decent camera, a very like a quite high spec camera to do things like self tapes, show reels, or just to film things on myself. That'd definitely be up there.
And saying that, Joe, tell me, growing up, when you decided to be an actor, did you have the support of your family?
Yes, luckily I've always had a very supportive family. My mum and dad have always been very supportive, always been do what you want, this kind of thing. But yeah, even say my aunts and uncles have been they've always been to shows that I've done, this kind of thing. Obviously more as I've grown up, when, to be honest, nobody really knew I wanted to be an actor when I was young. It was only myself, kind of thing, that you know, I want to be like him, that kind of thing, you know. But yeah, I'm lucky to have a very supportive family.
And when was the moment that you said, okay, I was born to be an actor? That's something in me that I was born to be this way. There was a moment, a situation, or it grows naturally?
Yeah, definitely a moment. I always loved film growing up, always loved people like Robin Williams, Jim Carrey. But I went on a trip to London with my aunt and uncle and my cousin, and they was very much into going to plays and theatre, and I was maybe nine years old, and I was adamant I wasn't going. I was like, I'm not going. This is going to be boring. I'm going to hate every minute of it. And they took me to see Blood Brothers. And from the very first line, the narrator, his voice just hooked. Everything just went like that, and I was watching it. And now a dream part for me would be Mickey Johnston from Blood Brothers. So that's where it all happened. Yeah.
That was the moment you said, okay, I was born to be. That's what I'd like to do. That's what I was born for.
Definitely. So that's what I want to be. Wow. That right there, kind of thing.
Wow. It's so interesting, isn't it? Those moments in our lives when you find our past, connect with a person, or connect with a moment or a situation or anything. It just brings us, it kind of lights up something that was there that we didn't know that was there, isn't it? It's so interesting.
It's usually always at the time you never expect it as well, which is the weirdest thing.
So true. That's so true. And even more magical when you are a child, because, you know, it's just like realize straight away that you're born to be that. Amazing.
Definitely, yeah.
Cool. Ready for another one?
Yep.
Let's do it. Next question. Okay, Joe from England. Next question is, describe yourself in one positive word and one negative word only.
Ooh, I'd say positive would be kind, and negative would be overthinker.
Welcome to the club. I'm very overthinking as well.
Yeah.
And just saying that, what's the best part of being yourself? When you think about you, you know, your values, the person who you are, what your beliefs, what do you think, in your opinion, is okay, you are grateful to be yourself?
Ooh, that's a good question. I would definitely say that I do put others before myself, which some people can spin it to be a bad thing, but to me, it's like if something happens to me, I'm not bothered. I can deal with that. But if something happens to my friend, that's when I get open arms. That's when I get thinking. That's when I get confrontational, things like that. But yeah, definitely that I'm very protective of my family and friends, kind of thing. I always put them first before myself.
And you've always been this way?
Yeah, I've always been this way. Yeah, ever since pretty primary school days. And one of my friends is getting picked on. Oh no, I'm not having that. So I'll go and deal with it. But if it's me, I won't say anything. It's just like, oh yeah, okay, doesn't matter.
It's so true. People, when they do something to us, we can handle somehow. Somehow, you know, we are strong. We can deal with that. But when it happens to our, you know, loved ones, it's a different story. It's a totally different story. Yeah, you forget all your stance. Just go for it.
Yep.
Next question. All right. Next question is: what is the best gift have you ever received, and from whom?
Ooh, best gift. Ooh.
It could be sentimental as well. Anything that you think about.
Yeah, it might be a bit sentimental, but I'd say the gift. It might not sound right, but the gift of confidence from my wife. She was the one who really gave me a kick up the arse to do this acting job. She was just like, no, this is something you really want to do. You can do it. I've seen you do it. Just go for it. And it was like, oh, okay. Maybe I can do it, that kind of thing. Somebody else is telling me, even though she's my wife, she's basically trying to force me to do it. And like, no, this is something you love. So it was definitely that confidence my wife gave me.
Wow. I can see her smiling now, watch this interview right now.
Oh yeah, she'll like that answer.
And it's something that she never thought, it's not her career of acting, she never thought about it, or it's just you are the artist of the house?
Oh no, I'm the actor of the house. She's not she's not really public, but she's definitely the artist. She paints, she can craft things, she can build things, she can make things.
Wow.
And I'm just over here in the corner that I can say a few things in front of a camera. So she's definitely the artist.
Amazing. Very good. 3 questions left for you. Let's do it. Before the next question, tell me something. Tell me a moment in your career that you go like, you know what, that moment I will always remember. You know, something that's, you know, a job that you do or a project of acting. Tell me this moment that's always going to have a special place in your heart.
I'd say one of the latest theatre productions I was in, the white Rastafarian character. Just seeing the audience respond to that, because it was about the Windrush scandal, so it was about a real life scandal and real life hurt that people have gone through, and seeing people in the audience who have gone through that pain laugh about a play that's about that pain was that was the moment. It was like, oh Jesus, it's like I wasn't after adulation, I wasn't after the applause, it was just they was happy and that you did a good job, and that was the moment. It was just like, that's what it's all about, telling real stories about real people and them saying, yeah, that was really good.
Wow. And tell me something now. Let's say you have the power, the big budget to pay one director to work with you in a production, you know, in a movie or in anything, in a series. You can pay anyone in the world to go like, okay, we can work together. I can pay that. Who that director or person could be?
Tarantino.
Oh, that's a big one.
Yeah, definitely Tarantino. Just for I like the way that he's like, no, this is the way I want to do it, and this is the way I'm going to do it. He doesn't really change things for anybody else. So
Mm-hmm.
I really do like, and how long it takes to pick a script. So yeah, it definitely Tarantino.
I mean, should be a lot of blood involved.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
And growing up, did you have any idol like in acting, someone that you kind of admire?
Yeah, definitely Robin Williams.
Mm.
Robin Williams from growing up, seeing things like Aladdin and Mrs. Doubtfire, this kind of thing, and obviously just laughing uncontrollably. But then getting a little bit older and seeing things like Good Will Hunting, we see the other real side to him, and just like in awe of how he actually does it. So yeah, plus one of his quotes from his films is something that I want to be able to say when people ask you what you do. I do voices. Is a line from Mrs. Doubtfire that I'd love to be able to say to people. You know, I do voices, I do characters, that kind of thing.
Wow, very good. Next question is, what makes you feel discouraged?
Makes me feel discouraged. I think a lot of the time it'd be from myself more than anyone else. I can block out a lot of things. Don't get me wrong, some things you have comments or say on something you've done, that kind of thing. They can sting for the moment, but a lot of time I can pass it on. It's if a lot of the time say I look at something I've done, and I wish I'd have done that, and then getting hung up on that kind of thought process, that can discourage me as well. So it's getting out of my own way a lot of the time.
I see. And how do you kind of find yourself to not to think this way or to kind of be kind? There's a mechanism that you use to kind of watch yourself, not to get yourself in that, you know, that mood or that space of mind?
It's speaking to people who either do the same sort of job or in the same sort of creative industry. We're all the same. If you're in any sort of creative industry, you're very overcritical of yourself. You always think the worst of yourself a lot of the time. So speaking to the people, I'm just like, oh no, that's great. What are you on about? And it's just like, really? It's like, okay, that's all right. And getting out of your own head, getting out of your own way, because that's the biggest stumbling block a lot of the time.
It's so true. We give ourselves a hard time most of the time. You need to, I think a few years ago, somebody told me that, William, you just need to look in the mirror. You go like, you know what, you're doing well. Be kind,
Exactly.
you know, because sometimes you know, it's okay to be hard on ourselves. It's a positive thing as well, you know, but you don't need, you shouldn't kind of put yourself in a, you know, in a bad moment or put yourself so hard. You know what I mean? You need to kind of give yourself a hard time for a moment. That's it. Next step. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Put on the sides. You know?
Exactly. Yeah.
That's what I think. It's easy to say, but when it happens, it's difficult to go over it, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's easy to walk the walk and talk the talk. Yeah, talk the talk and walk the walk. Sorry. Yeah.
2 questions left. Let's do it. But before the next one, tell me, what is your favorite movie so far?
Oh wow, that's a good question. Favorite movie.
Okay, let me put the question a different way. Let's see. Tell me one movie that, you know, when you watch it, you go like, you know what? I would love to be part of this movie. I would love to play a certain role, you know? I wish I could have this role. I wish I could be the one playing this role. Is there any? If there is any?
It's 2 that I can't choose between from. It's Harry Potter. Rough. If I could, it'd be playing one of the Death Eaters, so like a Lucius Malfoy character, one of the darker characters, or anything in Vikings.
Wow,
that's what I'd love to play, that kind of thing. As you can probably tell from the band.
So do you like Harry Potter movies?
Oh yeah, I love the series. That's what I mean. I couldn't pick one. If you'd have said what's your favorite film franchise, it'd be Harry Potter. But to pick one out was hard.
I see. Okay. Next question for you is that a dream you always had?
Oh, to be honest, doing what I'm doing now, being a dreamer, being an actor, and actually going out, getting work myself, and just actually doing what I love.
And tell me, if one of your kids come up to you and say, Dad, I would love to be an actor, would you encourage them to do it?
No, never. It's like, no. No. Yeah, I would obviously help them down the route of whichever one they go to, but they would have that side of me that wouldn't sugarcoat it because I'm not that way as a dad. I'm not that way as a parent. I wouldn't sugarcoat it. I tell them about the rejection and things like that. So it's very hard. It's very demanding, but definitely, yeah. It's my acting coach says the great line. It's the best job in the world and it's the worst job in the world, but it's worth it.
I see. Do you think one of your kids gonna follow your path?
Possibly my son. My son. Oh, I don't know, maybe acting wise, but I think he's definitely going to be maybe a dancer, we think. Wow. Since he was born, he's been dancing and breakdancing and all this kind of thing. So I say my son is probably definitely going to be a performer. My girls are a bit more shy and reserved. Yeah, definitely my son, probably.
See, amazing. Ready for the last question?
Yep, ready, when you go.
Wait, last question. Okay, but before the last question, people watch the interview right now. They would like to become an actor, or they want to follow the path of acting, and some things holding them back for some reason. What would be your best piece of advice?
Probably for me personally would be maybe start out as doing extra work. Mm-hmm. If they're a complete novice and they haven't been to an acting class before or anything like that, sign up to an extras agency. And then, even though you're not acting, you get to see how everything works. You get to understand what this means, why this doing that, why this moves there. And you get to understand the process a little bit more, because especially TV work, it's very demanding. It can be quite tedious at times, doing everything a million times over. So definitely, just going to, if they're more into theatre, going to see more things, going to see more shows, see how they do it, and just, if it's something you want to do, you'll find a way to do it. And if it's that important to you, you will find that way.
And Joel, let's see, if you could, if someone come up to you and say, Joel, you can choose just one path to work on TV, to work making movies, like doing movies, or theater. Between three of them, which one would be like, okay, hard question?
Definitely hard question. See, I do love the thrill of a live audience. You can't beat that, but I probably would just about go down TV route. Yeah, I'd love to be in like a TV series. I'd like to be in something on Netflix, something like that. Yeah, I wouldn't say no to film, but yeah, definitely I'd pick TV.
All right. Last question for you is: how would you describe a perfect, healthy relationship?
Honesty. Mm-hmm. As long as you're honest, as long as you mean what you say and do what you mean what you say, do what you mean, that kind of thing. There can't be anything that can go wrong, kind of thing. As long as you're honest with each other and you're open and you actually have real feelings, kind of thing. There's nothing really you can go wrong with. You can get past anything as long as you're honest about it.
Tell me something, Joel. You know, those 2020 when the world went upside down, with the COVID crisis. Personally for you, what's the positive impacts that brought to your personal life, the biggest one?
COVID. I'd maybe say the whole, with the audition process, self-tapes became a lot more prevalent, so it became a lot more accessible for people to get bigger jobs, because instead of a casting director seeing 10 people in real life, they can see 100 on tapes. So the acting world has opened up quite a lot that way. It's not as exclusive anymore, which is obviously a bonus.
All right, it's not the end yet. Let's play now the word association game, okay? I'm going to give away some words. Just tell one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking.
Yep.
So, I hope you are enjoying the interview. Before we do the word association game, don't forget to give a like, don't forget to share this video, and also don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Just click on the button right there. Thank you so much and enjoy the word association game.
Yep.
Let's start with money.
Necessity.
Okay. Family.
Everything.
One word for love.
Meaning.
Okay. Life.
Purpose.
Sex.
Passion.
Politics,
Liars.
religion,
Cult.
okay? Fear,
Good.
friendship,
I'll try and think of one I haven't said before.
you can repeat, it's fine.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'd say meaning again.
Okay. Desire,
Goals.
regret,
Unhelpful.
success.
Relative.
One word for wish.
For what? Sorry.
Wish.
Wish. Acting.
Happiness.
Smiles.
One word for Preston.
Average.
That's funny. One word for England.
Might not be one word. Not as bad. Not as bad as people think.
Good. The last one now, acting. One word.
Joy.
Amazing. Let's pretend now I'm going to meet your lovely wife for a coffee, and I'm going to ask her, what is the most beautiful thing about Joe, and what's something that he still needs to work on, to improve on? What should say?
Probably a lot of answers for the second one, but yeah. No, I'd say probably either humour, as something I'm always trying to do, always trying to make a laugh. Maybe kindness again, and for things he needs to work on, stop overthinking.
Listen to your wife, okay? Amazing. Okay, let's play now, Joe, in the magic box, and you can ask me a question. Okay, you can ask me a question now, Joe.
Oh, if I ask you a question, I bet you've been asked God knows how many questions. If you could go back in time and give yourself a piece of advice, what would you say?
Good one, very good one. Okay, let's see. So, if I could, go back, to my youngest self, like very young self, what would say? Okay, you know what? I'll tell myself. You're gonna go through a lot of, hard times in your life. You're gonna go through at the same time as well a lot of, happiness, beautiful things, a lot of things. So you're gonna face both sides, yeah. Sometimes when you are feeling happy, you're gonna enjoy. You're gonna think that's gonna be like that forever, but it's not gonna be like that. And also, when you are sad, you're gonna have a lot of sad times in your life, and you're gonna think that's gonna be forever, never gonna stop. Both of them are wrong. Yeah, both of them. Good moments will come, bad moments will come, and both of them they're gonna pass. The good memories gonna come. They're gonna leave memories for you for life. And the bad situation or the challenging situation will come as well to leave some lessons for you. So try to understand both when they happen to you and enjoy both. Sometimes we just remember to, when we are happy, it's normal. We are just like have the time of our lives. But when we are sad, sometimes we forget to try to understand why that's happening with us, why we are feeling this way. You know the reason, but ask yourself, yeah? Sometimes you go like, why is this feeling hurting you? There's a reason behind, but why? Why is there? Why you're feeling this way? So yeah, I would give myself this advice because, when you're a young age, you don't understand those things, you don't, sometimes you go like, okay. And when you are facing challenge moments, you feel lost. You don't know what to do, or you think it's going to be forever. You don't find, a way to get out of it. But there's always a way. There's always, it's never going to be forever. Both of them is never going to be forever. It's like a roller coaster. It's going to be always up and down. So yeah, I would give this advice to my young self, to try to enjoy both and understand both as well. So yeah.
Great advice.
I still do sometimes. I still do. Sometimes when I find myself, in both situations, I go like, my God, I'm having a good time. I don't want that to stop. I want to carry on. And sometimes when I'm having a challenge moment, I go like, okay, let me try to understand why that's happening. And sometimes I don't find the answer, but it will come one point for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah. So did you have a good time?
Very good time. Thank you for having me. It's been a blast.
Thank you so much. Thanks for taking the time, for being so sweet and accept my invitation. But before you go, if you can share a positive message or something that you live by.
Yeah, there's two that I live by, and not too similar to what you were saying. The advice to yourself, and this too shall pass.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you're having a great time, this too shall pass. Whenever you're in a bad time, this too shall pass. And the other one is that kindness is magic.
Wow. So true. Be kind is so easy, and actually be kind to people. In the end of the day, you are being kind to yourself, because what you give is going to come back to you somehow. So yeah, we need to remember that all the time. Joe, thanks so much. Regards to your family, okay? And you keep in touch. It was a pleasure having you on the show. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for having me.
Good night. Take care.
See ya. Bye.
Bye. So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, to share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why you'd like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye. See you next time.